In this video, I'll be giving you the easiest guide to unlocking and upgrading the Gorgofex C variant of the brand new Wonder Weapon Gorgofex on Black Ops 6 Zombies Reckoning. Before we get into the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Black Ops 6 Zombies content covering everything Reckoning over the next few days. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Obviously, the first step to upgrading Gorgofex is to get the base version of Gorgofex himself. If you already know how to do this, you can skip past this. There'll be timestamps in the description below. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up the map and activate Pack-a-Punch. You have to get to the top of the second tower, activate the particle accelerator, and then you should be able to start the Gorgofex upgrade. But Pack-a-Punch is for sure the first step. Once you've got Pack-a-Punch opened, return to the T1 Mutant Research Lab to find two flashing computers. One is behind Richtofen's family, and the other is to the left of Deadshot. Each of these computers displays a unique word flashing in green text. In my game, the words were bellicose and pejorative. What you're going to want to do is combine the first letters of both of these words to form an element found on the periodic table. So again, in my game, I had bellicose and pejorative, which gives you BP, but BP is not an element on the periodic table. PB, however, is. So again, bellicose and pejorative will give you PB, which is an element on the periodic table. So once you know what element you have to then look at the periodic table to figure out its elemental atomic number, which PB for me, again, it's different in every game, but mine was 82. Next, you're going to want to add a 0 to the beginning of that number to create a 3-digit code. So once again, last time, just to be clear here, the words in my game were bellicose and pejorative, which gave me the element PB, which had an elemental number of 82. It sounds really tough, but guys, trust me, it's not. Once you figure it out and once you do this one time, you're gonna have no problem doing this in the future. But again, the goal here is to create a 3-digit code. So if you don't have a triple-digit element, all you have to do is add a 0 to the beginning. Now, once you have that 3-digit code, take it to the top of the laboratory and use it to open up the locked door to this secret lab. Once you've gotten into the locked laboratory, every so often, weakening a zombie will cause a vermin to spawn from that zombie. Once a vermin spawns on the map, you must lead it over to the test tube, weaken it, and you'll see it'll be sucked up into a portal right in front of the test tube. Repeat this with 2 more vermin, and after all 3 vermin have been sucked up, repeat this same exact step again with 3 zombies. So again, once you kill the 3 vermin, it'll be sucked up into a portal, then kill 3 zombies, those will be sucked up into the portal, and then from there you can actually pick up the cyst that's inside of the test tube. Next, head to the quantum computing lab and allow the cyst to suck the etheric floral health from 3 specific ether trees inside of this area. They're all within this very area, so all you have to do is walk around. You'll know you're at a tree when you pull out the cyst itself and it starts sucking up the yellow plants. All you have to do is suck all of the energy out of that individual tree, move on to the next one, repeat this for 3 total trees, and after you have all 3, you'll notice that the cyst has actually been evolved in your inventory. Again, once you've got all 3 trees completely sucked up, head up to the T2 Dark Entity Containment Room for one of the best Easter egg steps of all time. Once you're inside the T2 Dark Entity Containment Room, aka the Forsaken Room, there's going to be 4 different computers you have to interact with to activate a power surge, but every time you activate a computer, you have limited time to activate the next one. This is super easy to do. They're all on the main floor. All you have to do is activate one and then run around and hit the other 3. But once you hit all 4 in short succession, electricity will shoot into the Forsaken Containment Ball, which will spawn an Uberklaus. You then have to take out each of the shoulder pads of the Uberklaus and lead them onto the pressure plate pad in front of the Forsaken. The Uberklaus will stand there, become electrocuted, and eventually possessed by the Forsaken and become an HVT that you then have to take out. The HVT isn't too difficult, but it's super sick to see the Forsaken get merged with an Uberklaus. And once you kill the Forsaken, it'll drop blood that you then have to interact with to fuse the crystal with. When you combine the blood and the cyst, Gorgofex will be spawned in front of you to pick up. Guys, this is easily one of the coolest lore moments in COD Zombies history, seeing this Forsaken be sucked up by an Uberklaus, which turns into a Wonder Weapon. Onto the blue version of Gorgofex. The first step is going to be interacting with Blanchard up at the top suites. All you have to do is interact with the door, and then you'll be able to start the next step. Next, return all the way back down to the T1 Project Janus reception area and interact with the red button in the computer room. If this is locked for you, you have to talk to Blanchard before you complete this. Next, you'll notice the room will turn red, and one of the elevators will turn off after you defend a friendly Klaus unit who's in the lobby typing on a computer. All you have to do is just sit there and kind of outlast the zombies, defend the Klaus, and then one of the elevators will turn off. Next, make your way up the opposite elevator all the way to where you would drop down from the elevator that's off. I know it sounds a little bit confusing. You can just go up the other elevator and then make your way over to the other side of the tower where you can jump down this elevator that's turned off. As you're jumping down it with the parachute, go ahead and activate all 3 red buttons on your way down. Super simple. Once you have all 3 of those turning green, you can then travel to the T1 Quantum Computing Core and shoot the blue zombies with Gorgofex. They're kind of like electrical zombies. They won't be like blasting electricity, but but you'll notice them. They're blue zombies. All you have to do is shoot them with Gorgofex, and after you kill a bunch of these, all of the orbs will float around to the main computer in the room, and once all of the orbs are there, you can then see Dr. Panos appearing in the middle of the room. In order to finish off this upgrade, all you have to do is interact with Panos. It's really not that hard at all. You just interact with them. Gorgofex will float up in the middle of the room, and then it'll suck up Panos' soul, and then after that, you can just upgrade it to Gorgofex C. Not very hard there whatsoever. But yeah, guys, one quick thing before we end the video is that you can actually upgrade Gorgofex in the Pack-a-Punch machine after you've upgraded one of either the two variants, so you can make it more powerful than just the regular upgrade. It will be able to be Pack-a-Punched. It's actually pretty solid Pack-a-Punch. I would highly recommend trying out the upgrades and running it up. So go and try them out. Let me know what you guys think. I'll also be doing a full compilation for all three variants of the Gorgofex, so if you guys want like one general place to see all three of these rather than have to click on multiple videos, I will have that up on the channel very soon, as well as an Easter egg guide and some other cool things coming for the boss fight. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Peace.